Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. A lot going on right now during your storm watch. This is the segment that you see every hour at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We have some severe weather that moved through Minnesota, Wisconsin, lower Michigan, and New York earlier this morning, as was the case yesterday. We'll see that redevelop again this afternoon. But the big story right now is a developing situation in the Gulf of Mexico. This is an area that you're seeing on your satellite picture. Let me enhance this for you, and we'll take the higher top clouds and colorize those so that you can see clearly the area of disturbed weather. This could be becoming a tropical depression, enough so that the storm or the Tropical Prediction Center is sending the hurricane hunters here to investigate this afternoon. Now, upper level winds are not ideal for development of this thing. We've got a trough to the west of it and some fairly strong upper level south and southwesterly winds associated with it. We've had a wave that has extended down into the western Caribbean, and with that wave interacting with it, we've had showers and thunderstorms developing, but this has persisted and it's also strengthened. And again, the hurricane hunters are on their way to investigate it. Stay tuned to the Weather Channel while we keep you advised of what's going on. This will affect whether or not it's a tropical depression or becomes one. This will affect the weather on the coast of Louisiana or toward the Texas coastal bend. And as all of this unfolds over the next few hours, you'll learn just who's going to be greatly affected or more greatly affected by this. Could mean some needed rain for Texas. Does not probably mean more rain for Florida, except for increased sea breeze thunderstorms this afternoon. And that, of course, would be good news for the wildfire fighting efforts. That wave extends down into the western Caribbean, seen showers and rain around the Yucatan Peninsula. The western Caribbean is looking pretty good right now, though. Remember, last year we did have a storm that developed in the Gulf of Mexico, and that was the fourth storm of the year. That was Danny. Only 7 last year. That was the beginning, if you remember, in the El Nino kind of a pattern that was being set up at this time. And this year, looks like we're getting into a La Nina pattern. And with that, maybe more developments in the Atlantic. We're going to be watching it closely. We're prepared for an active Atlantic hurricane season. This is the area that's climatologically favorable for development, the Gulf of Mexico and the western Caribbean. You move a little further to the east, near the intertropical convergence zone in the western Atlantic. It's another area that becomes increasingly favorable as you get into the month of July. As we look at the satellite picture, we see an area here that shows some convection, some clouds associated with it, but it's entering an area that's fairly hostile with some pretty strong southwesterly winds, a little trough low pressure out to the north of this system. But it's an area that we're going to be watching closely. We have a hurricane, Hurricane Blas. Blas is in the eastern Pacific. Current center is 16.1 north, 108.1 west. Blas is centered is about 545 miles west-southwest of Acapulco, Mexico, and its winds 140 miles per hour. That makes it a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Its movement is west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. That has slowed from the last observation about 5 miles per hour, and its barometric pressure is at 948 millibars, and it is at 27.99 inches of mercury. It's a majestic picture out here in the eastern Pacific with the rotation around this hurricane as it moves out to sea. A little closer inspection shows the eye almost becoming less discernible than it was 12 hours ago. And along the west coast of Mexico, we could see some coastal flooding, some beach erosion, high riptides, high swells. Seas here will be in the 20-foot category, according to some of the computer runs that we've done here at the Weather Channel. So we've got 2 tropical developments. It's not even the end of June. Stay tuned to the Weather Channel. We'll keep you advised all afternoon. Now, this was the situation yesterday. Hail and wind damage and some tornadic activity in western Iowa and eastern Nebraska. This morning we had thunderstorms that moved out of Minnesota across Wisconsin, Lake Michigan, and lower Michigan over into New York. And right now they're all kind of decreasing.